You know, I'm MC Jaysaun, you know what I'm saying? I'm the original Dorchester representative, you know what I mean? I've been spitting for mad years since basically the Gangstar days, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with a lot of the original Gangstar members, and you know, I got a lot of my chops in hip hop too. You know, my cousin, him and DJ Premier started together even before Gangstar was ever involved. So, you know, but I started with the creators. A lot of people know us. It was KREATORS. We were on an LA label called Bomb Hip Hop. And, you know, years later, that turned into Special Teams with edo-g and Slain. You know, I started with my cousin, man. His name's Top Cat. He got a big internet show called Soup Kitchen Productions. And, you know, I pretty much started with him, you know what I mean? He was my first little group, and we used to open up shows around Boston, and then he went, and he got, this was when he was in high school, and when he went to college, he went to Prairie View, and he met up with Chris Martin, who was, ended up being, he was Waxmaster C at that time, but ended up being DJ Premier, Gangstar, so I mean, I go that far back with them, you know what I mean? And they, you know, Guru and Primo, man, was kind of like, you know, mentors to us when we was little. You know what I mean? Kind of like looking up to them. But the real niggas who like mentored me in the game, the Special K and Teddy Ted, which is the awesome Two Nights and Spoons DJ, and you know, edo-g. That's edo-g's cousin, so that's how we kind of all got together. Call us like second generation Boston hip hop, where the first generation was like Our Soul. You know what I'm saying? Which turned out to be the Made Man and Body Rock MCs, which is Big Chuck and Emo-E, and Emo-E later on turned into Twice Thou with Made Man and Antonio Monsaldi. Big Chuck went on to be the VP of Aftermath and then start his own thing. And you know, them and like RCC crew, Roxbury Crush crew, which was TIC and Sean P. and a lot of, I mean, we was there from, you know, from the beginning, man. But we was kids, we was young kids, and we, you know, like my cousins that I learned with were like 22, and I was like 14. So I just kind of learned from them, man. Breakdancing, really breakdancing is how it all started. The Floor Lords, you know, the Unique Dominoes. Unique Dominoes was really my crew. I wasn't in the crew, but those were my boys, so we was always kind of like against the Floor Lords, but they came later on and was like, you know, Lino and all them, Tron and Shallow was like homeboys. But I mean, yeah, man, I go back like 20 years with Boston hip hop. I mean, I had a great time, man. You know, I've been around the world, man, many times. I've been to like 40 countries, so I mean, you know, we got fans everywhere. People gonna see this in, you know, Switzerland, Germany, you know, Austria, Copenhagen, everywhere, man. Amsterdam, Paris. You know, pretty Spain, Italy, you know, anywhere you can think of, pretty much we've been there, man. But I mean, I've been blessed to grow up at a time when hip hop was to me at a better time than it is now. You know what I mean? It was more authentic. You know, it was more dudes who really had talent. Man. You know, you didn't get dudes calling themselves jerks, making records and doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? And a lot of the way it developed, like, you know, me coming up through it, I just, you know, I was happy to be there, man. You know, I just soaked it all up, and then I just used what I learned from the older niggas, you know what I mean? I try to make, you know, like young rappers always come and they'd be like, yo, how do you make your own style? Well, the way we made our own style was to take pieces of everybody's style, you know what I'm saying? If you like Cool G Rap, you like Big Daddy Kane, you like this person, you like that person, you just, you know, we would take a little bit of everyone's style and eventually you made your own, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, how it went down, man. But I think that it was in a different form. It was a more pure form back then than it is now. You know what I mean? Now you don't have to have no credentials. You don't have to have work. You don't have to have no stripes. You don't have to be an OG. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is make a beat, and a nigga can jump on it with a catchy song, and all of a sudden you're considered a star. It was never like that when we was coming up. You know what I mean? You had to pay your dues, and if you didn't pay your dues, you know, from the school that I'm from, you know, you'd get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Things would beat you up. I take beats from everybody, man. I don't care if you're known or you're not known. I got beats from Pete Rock and I got beats from Pete Nobody. You know what I mean? It just depends. If you make hot beats and you got a good attitude, you know, I'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason that I'm here doing the show now. You know what I'm saying? I met you at the show, and I'm like, you know, I like the swagger, so I'm like, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really hung up on reputations and shit like that. If I like you, I'll fuck with you. My biggest thing to anybody that wants to get into the game is I would be like, you know, you just have to be dedicated. You have to know that this is what you want to do, and you have to understand that, you know, it's like lifting weights. There's no pain, no gain. You're gonna go through a lot of pain. You know what I mean? You know, before you get to the good shit, to the touring, and to the paying your dues and getting on, you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of pain, man. There's a lot of, we did a lot of road trips to New York. Can't tell you how many trips we did to New York, man, with just hotel money and food money and gas money and grinding and so forth. And if you think that you're just going to get paid, then, man, you can stop right now. You know what I mean? If you're not gonna put the time in and do your homework, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of DJs. I would tell that kid, first of all, do his homework. You know what I'm saying? And know why you want to get into this game, and know everybody that came before you and what those periods of music was, because it's important, man. You know what I'm saying? Where this game came from and who it is. Like, I see young kids all the time, and even my sons at one point before I had to correct them, like, I don't give a fuck who that person is. I don't give a fuck where he came from. You know what I'm saying? And that's ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? Because without that man doing it, there'd be no lane for you. You know, just like if some of these other whack niggas didn't come before some of you whack niggas that's out now, there'd be no lane for y'all. You know, so I would just say, you know, you gotta respect it. It's your job to do the homework to see how authentic, you know what I'm saying, how authentic, how deep down you can dig. If you don't know no classic records, you know what I'm saying, then you know, you can't be a classic DJ. You can't be a classic MC if you don't know where it comes from. You know, we got a DJ, I'm not gonna mention his names. I've had problems with a few DJs, but you know, we had a DJ who actually got fired from the group for not being, you know, not knowing his homework and not being on point. You know, and not really knowing what records to play. You know, like you're a turntablist, you can cut, but you can't mix records, you can't rock crowds. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the show, you know, prime example, we did a show with Common, you know, right up at UMass Boston, and we told him, yo, play some records and rock the crowd. And he had no clue what records to play to rock the crowd, because all he'd ever done was turntable shit. He's just a little nerdy DJ who's sitting in the house cutting records, you know what I'm saying, and not really know how to rock the crowd or have that show, you know, that show persona and that swagger to really be able to rock shit, you know what I mean? If you can rock, just like MCs, right? I got a lot of MCs who you know, do come to us, so I put them on shows and stuff like that. I just had a show, the show I met you at, I told my man, come down, rock your shit. At the last minute, he told me, oh, I couldn't get my instrumentals together, and da-da-da. To me, that's fraudulent shit, because you really don't need instrumentals. If you're a real MC, you can rock off anything. You know what I'm saying? You can rock off any beat. The DJ could throw 2 beats, and I got songs. I know songs in my head right now. The DJ just could throw any beat on, and I can rock the song, and you'll think it's a song, and that's what MCs do. You know, so you know, my thing is, if you want to get into it, man, you know, you owe it to yourself to understand where the shit comes from. If you can't name anything and you don't know no periods of rap, you don't know no classic records, you know what I'm saying? Then what do you know about hip hop? What do you know about this game? You know, we come from the school of niggas that'll punch you in the mouth. So if you know what I mean, if you get punched in the mouth, it'll be your fault for being stupid. So if you want to do it, you know what I mean, be serious about it, man. It's a serious thing. There's too many niggas that feed their kids and you know, push through this industry and grind, and it's blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, and everything, and for you to come along and be stupid, you're hopping around acting all stupid, and you think, yeah, man, slap the shit out of you, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? This is not a game. We do this shit for real. So please believe it. You know, be respect. I'm respectable to everybody, man. You know what I mean? I meet niggas. A lot of the niggas that I always wanted to meet coming up, I ended up calling friends now, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the cats coming up, like Diamond D, Pete Rock, and Nice and Smooth, and niggas that, you know, we came through, like, you know, I've chilled with Kid Capri. I was in New York last year with Just Ice. I never met Just Ice before. We was in the club together just kicking it, but you know what, I did my homework when I was a kid, and I knew who he was, and I gave him his respect. And nigga was like, you know, I actually think he was a little shocked that I knew who he was in his records and stuff, because I think a lot of these young kids don't know that shit, and that's, you know, that's how we clipped up. I'll fuck with anybody that I think has potential and is an authentic nigga, man. You can't be a cocky dude, and I heard someone else say you can't be antisocial. You can't be a cocky antisocial dude, because you know what? The nigga that you piss on today will be the ass that you're kissing tomorrow.
Such thing as a great talent without great willpower. You soft as flowers, and you
Jaysaun Special Teams, Dorchester in the building. Alright, pswebest.com. Get at us. Alright, new album, Game of Breath. Jaysaun DJ Revolution in stores now. Alright, Beattown Forever 2010 and on.
At a time, battles are won. Win one, put it in they rhyme. I'm right up front, the front of the line. Stood on the grind, put on the line, so the berry could eat. Who said Edo was